Hi, this is Brian Whitaker at Wits End Ranch. I'm going to talk about in this video about trying to get my horse with me. And that can mean a lot of different things. Right now, it's just leading up through the gate to the alley here. It's really interesting to watch these videos, from my perspective. Just Dee is on my right side, so at the left side, looking at her with the star and the snip on her, just all over the place. Here she kind of like, and I could feel her doing all that. So all I'm asking her is just to keep moving the feet forward. And Sawyer on my left, the bay, all solid bay, is just like, yep, another day at the office. And that just comes with experience and working with them. Nothing wrong with either one of these attitudes. Dee is just a little more inexperienced, and she has, I have plenty of time with her, and just different personalities too. For example, the cat greets the dog. Not all cats will do that. Not all dogs will allow it. But I think it's interesting to watch how they respond, especially when your eyes aren't on them. Like Sawyer here, while I'm tying Dee, is just looking around. And that's going to be the main focus of this video, is trying to get them to get with you and get them to just pay more attention to your horse, so that when you have other things to do, they're still with you. And here's a good example of that. I'm just walking over here to the barn. I've got some audio equipment. I got to put on a microphone. It's kind of a warmer day, taking the jacket off. But the whole time, Sawyer is walking with me, and you'll see that's a great point where he doesn't drag on the lead rope. It's always slack, but when I stop my feet, he stops his. So it's not pull to go and bump into me to stop. He just kind of does what my feet do until I tell him differently. But in this case, you can see right now, you can kind of think this is like park mode. I'm busy doing other things. I'm still aware of my horse, but I'm getting something set up, and he can look around. He's a horse. But as long as the main focus is with me, like what's the next job to do here, and eager to do it. Standing nice and square, alert. You'll see here a little bit after I get set up, I'm going to open the door, and just the way my body is positioned and my body language is saying, come with me to a point, but then don't come through the door. And I try to make that real clear to my horse, whatever horse I'm working with, so that they're with me a lot more. It's not confusing. The boundaries are real clear. So here to the end of my lead rope, but I'm not really looking at him. I'm not directing him. He's allowed to look around, look at the chickens, absorb life, but just wait on me. And this takes time. Some horses are a little more fidgety than others. Some are a little more tuned out for whatever reason, but they'll all come around if you just stay with them, stay focused, don't do too much. Fix what needs fixing, then leave it alone. So like now, if he would move back or forward, I would shift the focus to him and position him where I want him, and then just leave him alone. Don't expect them to fail. Don't expect them to do something you don't want, so that you set them up to succeed. You can see, he's having to wait here a little bit. Like, all right, I think you just want me to wait. I think I'll just kind of rest my feet here, shift a little bit. Not a little bit, like I said, now I go. Now see the forward, that was pretty intent forward. The lead rope got a little tight, but not real tight. Now here, like, this is what I mean by body language. It was hung up on the chair, and I'm saying, hey, come forward. He said, oh, okay, let me move forward and around. But I'm just standing here, say, okay, not through here, we're good. I feel like everything's pretty clear. See how he's making that left turn with he's arcing his neck before he's not getting my way, but he's setting up for what's coming next. And that will transition over to when you get on him. Here, this GPS camera gets a little crazy when you get close to it. This next shot here is a really good example of that, where he's pretty much going to stand ground tied until I ask differently. But you'll see with his head, with his focus, he's pretty much waiting on me, and it's not I don't like to think because he's afraid of me or in fear, or it's just he's waiting for the next job to do. And all I'm doing here, that's why I wasn't going to conclude this, is I'm trying to get the camera to track me, and it looks pretty funny. You got to do all these kind of different motions to try and get it to track you sometimes, but it's not. But you'll see Sawyer kind of thinking, is this for me? I'll just wait here. And he knows that because my intention's not really on him. I'm not really turned and facing him. And they get that. You can see him once in a while, he'll look back at the camera because it moves a little bit, and he'll check in with me. Like there, he's like, oh, you want me to come? Oh, it must be that camera. He's like, did you want me to come with you, or should I just stay here? What a great look. I feel like that's a real peaceful, alert, just waiting for the next job look. Just kind of hang out, soak up the sun. That's how I'd want my horse to be. Any horse. A short little video on that. Thanks for watching.